Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Trip. Welcome to That's a Shoot. It's my weekly show where I talk about the good and the bad world of professional wrestling, called Put Over and Buried, and then usually a main topic. Well, we got a special episode this week. It's the NXT Takeover predictions episode. NXT Takeover in your house is tomorrow night, so we're gonna go ahead and predict what's going on. And as always, I have been keeping track this year on my predictions, and we're going to see how good I was at the end of the year. So far, I've done really well. I've won more than I've lost. My only real bad show was the first night of WrestleMania. The second night of WrestleMania was actually a very good show, with 8-0. Unbelievable. So we've got 6 matches to talk about. Let's go ahead and let's kick things off. A 6-woman tag match as Mia Yim, Shotzi Blackheart, and Tegan Nox take on Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez. To me, I think this has to go to Candice and Dakota and Raquel. I think they are right now in a spot where they have the most momentum, and I think you want to keep that momentum going for them because whether it's Io Shirai or whether it's Rhea Ripley or even whether it's Charlotte Flair, you want to continue momentum for people who have it, so that when they do come up against the Queen or against Rhea or whoever, they have that momentum. And right now they have the momentum. I guess you could say that if you wanted to give Mia Yim or Shotzi Blackheart or Tegan Nox momentum, just kind of do it, but they already have the momentum. So why not just keep it continue, as my good friend Sammy Sosa would say. For me, I'm predicting Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez. NXT North American Championship is on the line as Keith Lee takes on Johnny Gargano. This new heel Johnny Gargano is something special, and I love it. I love it. You know, people have said that maybe he shouldn't have turned heel. He should have just been a full-time babyface, but nah. I mean, this is why people need to turn heel and face from time to time to bring something new to a character. People will continue to say that Steve Austin turning heel at WrestleMania 17 was they say it's the end of the Attitude Era. It's the end of wrestling in general. All of that. It was such a bad thing, but to really, for me, it gave Steve Austin more character, and it turned his character around, and it was good for his character for him to become that heel once again. And the only thing bad to come from his heel turn was the fucking what chance. Otherwise, it's great, and I think this is what happened with Johnny Gargano. Keith Lee has been the heavyweight has been not the heavyweight, but the North American champion for a while now. A little bit. What was it? What would you say? What was it? A little bit before? Yeah, maybe a little bit before the Royal Rumble. At some point when he won the North American Championship um, from Roderick Strong. So yeah, I think that um, it's probably time for him to drop it. Um, so I would think that Keith Lee loses it here and it goes to Johnny Gargano, 2-time North American champion. Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. Um, this is a real one here because they could continue to keep Finn on his definitely on his pace and of doing what he can do, and it is just fabulous being the Prince. But then Damian Priest he could use a big victory over Finn Balor to educate himself because it could boast him back into the North American Championship. It could boast him up until the NW not the NWA but the NXT Championship. So I think there's a lot of things that this could happen. I kind of feel like what they're probably gonna try to do. They're probably gonna try to get Damian Priest over, but still have Finn Balor win. So I think I'm gonna go with Finn Balor. NXT Women's Championship is on the line as Charlotte Flair takes on Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai in a triple threat match. Listen, I think if one part of me says that the reason why this is a triple threat match because no matter who it is, whether it's Rhea Ripley or whether it's Io Shirai, one of them is going to take the fall to the other, so that they don't have to, so that Flair doesn't have to take the fall. Excuse me, so that Charlotte can lose the NXT Championship um, to one of the other two, while still, but still kind of like staying strong, or some things like that. This, I think, this should steal the show. This really should. This should steal the show. Um, Three great performers doing their thing. Um, See, the mind says it's you choose between Ripley or Shirai, but my gut tells me that they're not through with Charlotte Flair and NXT yet. They're just not through with her. She's got more stuff to do in NXT, and I think she can only do that as the champion. I really do, because I guess you could say as we're at right now, right? As we're at right now, in that place in the Orlando, Florida area, wherever they are at, it's easy for her and easy for everybody to do multiple shows. Especially her. She's been on all three shows. It's easy to do multiple shows because it's not like you are in you are in Seattle and then having to fly back to Orlando to do NXT from Raw, and then go fly to Portland for SmackDown. It's nothing like that. You're just basically probably just going 3 or 4 miles from there to Full Sail and back to the Performance Center. Um, it may not even be that. I'm not even sure how close it is, but yeah, I just don't see them being done with Charlotte Flair just yet. And I also probably think that if they would take the title off of Charlotte Flair, it would, it probably would be in a one-on-one match, not a triple threat match. Even though I gave you the theory that if they were going to take it off, it would be, they're going to do it in a triple threat match so that she wouldn't take the fall. But I also think that she's there to boost somebody up, and maybe it is Rhea Ripley. Maybe they're gonna do another Rhea Ripley match, and then come back, and then they're gonna have the trilogy, of the one-on-one matches. So I'm going to say that Charlotte Flair retains and is still the NXT Women's Champion after Sunday. Tommaso Ciampa versus Karrion Kross with the lovely Scarlett. Um, I think it's got to be Karrion Kross. I mean, this is just you don't again, you don't bring somebody in to beat them like this that quickly. I was shocked that um that they what AEW did with Lance Archer to just have him be beat by Cody. And I hope they don't do the same thing with Brian Cage. That Brian is a match Brian Cage versus Jon Moxley for the title at Fyter Fest, and I've said I put it out on Twitter. So it might have been this morning, in fact, that there's only two options to that match. Brian Cage wins and he gets the title, or Darby Allin, who they've been feuding with Taz and everything like that, and everything, he comes out and he causes a disqualification. So Brian Cage wins, but he doesn't win the championship, right? That's the only two. There's only two possible ways to go. You can't have Jon Moxley beat him. In order to beat him that quickly. Now, if it was a baby face, then you could do that. You could have it actually the other way around, where then the heel would cause him to lose and then get beat that quickly as being a monster babyface or something like that. But you can't do that. They're trying to make him like this monster heel or something like that. You just can't do that. But so yeah, I think that's the way it just needs to go. It's carrying cross. I think that's without a doubt. And finally, the NXT Championship match. Last chance backlot brawl. The champion Adam Cole defends against Velveteen Dream. The Velveteen Dream cannot beat Adam Cole while Adam Cole is holding the NXT Championship. He can no longer vie for it. And there are so many things to go here, right? There is this last chance backlot brawl thing, right? So are you really going to cause Velveteen Dream to lose and then not be able to fight for the NXT Championship um, anymore while he's champion? Now, with that being said, Adam Cole, I don't think is too long for the championship. I think for several reasons. One, it's just anything. He's been champion for over a year, and that's it. And that's actually a good thing that he's been champion for over a year because I think long heavyweight championship reigns are good. It gets over it really truly gets over the person as a reasonable champion. And we don't live in the era of drawing money anymore. Really, we don't live in an era of drawing money you know where you know the reason why John Cena gets a 300 and some odd year championship reign is because he's drawing money from the kids and everything like that. That was the last person you can say was a draw. Nobody else is a draw. Nobody else will be a draw. Nobody else has been a draw. John Cena was the last pure draw in professional wrestling. Um, so title reigns are not for drawing. Not for drawing money, especially heel. I don't know. Maybe a heel can draw money because you want to see the heel get beat, but he's not there to draw money. But I think he's there to set up to be built up for the next big thing. Now the question is, who is the next big thing? Is it Velveteen Dream? And they're doing all this so that Velveteen Dream can beat Adam Cole and become the NXT Championship, or is it Keith Lee? Keith Lee is definitely on the short list, I would say, for people who are title champion contenders. It's Dream, it's Keith Lee, and it's Gargano. You know, it's probably Ciampa too. So there's those four. But those four, those are the four you would say, are the four other than Adam Cole that could be NXT Heavyweight Champion right now. And so for me, you know, I think that's what it is backstage. Who are you going to choose? Are you going to choose Velveteen Dream or Keith Lee? And for me, with Adam Cole's contract is running out, and he has not re-signed yet. And there's been no rumors of him resigning or anything like that. So then you have to ask yourself, you know, are they going to want him? His contract runs out in August. I'm not exactly sure when time in August, but it runs out in August. Would they automatically go to where they would keep the title on him until NXT Takeover, you know, and then he would win, he would lose the title then on his way out, or are they gonna make sure that by putting the title on Dream right now? I've always said that the Dream can be he should be the one that dethroned Adam Cole. I always said that. I didn't see the big push for Keith Lee coming up. So, and I've already said that Johnny Gargano is gonna win the North American title because I think exactly with that they want to have that option for Keith Lee. So And after doing all this talking, I just don't know. I'm gonna say that for me, so I'm gonna choose Velveteen Dream. But I'm gonna put this out here: if Velveteen Dream doesn't win, then I think we know what's going to happen. At some point, we're gonna have um, Keith Lee beat Adam Cole for the NXT Championship at some point. And then I think probably also at some point, Velveteen Dream will probably turn heel at some point as well. And then Keith Lee and Dream will be the feud, and going into later on in the year and maybe into the new year 2021. So I'm going to choose Dream as my prediction, but if we all know what happens if Adam Cole does win. Okay, so let's recap. Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez wins the 6-woman tag. Johnny Gargano becomes the new North American Championship. Finn Balor takes care of Damian Priest. Charlotte Flair retains the Women's Championship. Karrion Kross wins his match over Tommaso Ciampa. And the Velveteen Dream becomes your new NXT champion. Which, by the way, one thing I didn't mention with the Dream is it's going to be one of those cinematic matches, and I hope it's more cinematic of the Boneyard match and the match between Ciampa and Gargano. With that type of cinematic, than the Firefly Funhouse match, obviously, definitely, and the ladder match in the Money Bank ladder match stuff. Yeah, this. Please make it more like that. So. All right, y'all. Put your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Give me your predictions on what you think will happen tomorrow night at In Your House Nxt Takeover. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you go to patreon.com/AJTrip to become a Patreon. When we get to a certain amount of Patreons, we're going to open it up for everybody to start voting on things you can see here on YouTube, games I play on Twitch, and podcasts I do on my podcast, obviously. So yeah, make sure you go to patreon.com/AJTrip to become a Patreon. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJ Trip signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.